Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Liftoff and the clock has started.
Once you start recording enough podcasts, then you're like, wait, shut the fuck up. I'm going to turn the record button on. No, it's true though. You know, you just kind of, you got to recognize what's the good and what's the, where it's at. And that's actually kind of the idea behind the playlist this week, right? Like it's the new, we decided to do up and comers, for episode, oh my god, I wrote it down and now I'm looking at 23.
Yeah, 23 in the email.
Yeah, because last one it was deuce. That's all right.
Now we're Michael Jordan's number.
Oh shit, MJ, hey, you know he's listening. If you ever want to put together a playlist, you know, hop right on.
I love the idea that Michael Jordan is a corn dog.
Dude,
just a big fan of UFR.
He's a huge fan, number one listener. I used to have, speaking of Michael Jordan, do you guys remember when he transitioned out of basketball and he got into baseball for a hot grip?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember there was like I can't remember if it was mine or my older brother's, but like one of us had like his like rookie year, like White Sox card or whatever the fuck it was. Team. And then same thing when like he tried to do like pro golf. It was like all the rage to do Michael Jordan cards still, so they made pro golf Jordan cards.
He's just too competitive. He wants to do everything and beat everyone.
It also has a horrible gambling problem, if people are to be believed.
That's fueling it all.
Yeah, when you win all the time, you want to keep winning.
I've seen his personal jet before, though.
Oh, shit.
The place I work at next door, there's a company that does like custom interiors for jets. And then they also just have like a parking area for people to put their shit when they go to the lake and whatever.
Nice.
Last summer, he pulled up to Coeur d'Alene. The whole like tail of his airplane is painted to match like the newest pair of Jordans that he has out.
Oh shit.
It's ridiculous.
So he repaints it every time a new pair comes out?
I don't think he does it every time because I've seen pictures
expensive.
where it was the same for a long time, but this one was like, yeah, it was one of his newer pairs of shoes.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's a flex, right? Like I'm just being like, yeah, not only do I have like some of the top selling sneakers of all time, not only am I one of the best basketball players of all time, but my fucking private plane is just it's just, I mean, goddamn it. Dude, could you imagine like having the like ability to just repaint your fucking private plane anytime you want? Like just being like, I mean, to have a private plane to begin with. But anyway,
just as unrealistic as going to a magical land full of cartoons and playing a basketball game against cartoon aliens.
Yeah, but he did it.
I know that documentary was fucking awesome.
He did that.
No, seriously though, Michael, get out of this. But you know, brushing out the old, bringing in the new. Again, like we said, like this is a playlist full of newly introduced or like, you know, fairly like recent artists who've been making music. Nick, when we brought this up, what was the year? It was wasn't it like 2015 or something like that? That we it begins. Oh no. Wow. It's my internet, I bet. Curse this fucking damn thing. Yeah. I like that. Like once we'll just have to I'll just have to edit some shit out. I like that once it tells me the internet is unstable, then I'm like, then it comes back to life. I'm like, oh, thank you.
You gotta call it on its bullshit.
Yeah. Fuck you, Zoom. Anyway, so Nick, what I was asking was like, what was the original timeline that we kind of established for like these new artists?
All right. Yeah, so I set it to 2015 with the intention of it being the last 5 years of bands, not counting the 2 years where everyone did nothing and the music industry was basically paused.
Fair enough.
So these are the bands that are kind of up and coming out in the recent times.
In the
A little
recent
bit newer than some of the acts that we've been listening to our entire lives. Forced ourselves to branch out a little, maybe.
Yeah, it does. And like it really, for myself, I know like I had to like hyper focus on this assignment and like really, like I took some artists that were recent that I knew I liked, and I kind of dug, from there to find like some other catalogs of different artists. So it was actually kind of a fun thing to sort of like, try and piece together. But what about the rest of you guys? Did anybody else have any issues? Was it tough?
It was for sure tough. Yeah. Like I typically, like when we come out with an idea, it usually takes me like an hour. I have an idea of what I like. As soon as something's said, I have an idea of what's going to be on it. This one took me a couple days of digging and, several hours. So definitely more difficult.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was kind of fun. And I actually think, again, we've kind of stumbled onto an idea that I think we can sort of reuse, because there's always going to be some new acts to check out. That's one of the fun things about music, right? There's always something else bubbling at this, what the fuck am I saying? You guys, I'm just gonna stop that. Anyway, music.
No, I'm really glad that we did this, because
greatest podcast host of all time.
I've been a little bit.
We are having kind of a weird start to this one, I think.
That's okay.
We're thrown off a little bit.
Spring break.
Let's get back into it. I got me a nice mug of IBC root beer that I poured out of a bottle.
Oh, perfect. Well, it's better out of the bottle, that's for sure.
No cream soda?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about cream soda here.
Just a little colonial tankard, like one of these bad boys.
Oh, shit. Does that tankard live in your new bar room?
It does. I had to get a couple because the plastic mugs that I was giving to people were just not satisfactory.
Lack a certain like weight, to the.
Well, like when you slam it on the bar top, it shouldn't like ring out like it's a toy. It shouldn't have a sound to it.
Squeaks when you bang it.
It should kind of like that.
Well,
do that.
With tankards aside, Caleb, what the fuck
Oh
were you
yeah,
gonna say,
I'm
sir?
sorry. Jeez, spring break, man. It's been a hazy daisy time. I was saying, like, I'm really glad that we did the new as we called it, because like I've been a little bit stuck in a rut with like, okay, I'll recycle some of my favorite old albums, or occasionally I'd find something new, but being forced to go and find something that was actually new turned out really, really good. Like one band that I put on here in particular is really, really heavy in the rotation right now. And
nice.
Oh yeah, it was I have to admit, after all these podcasts and being forced to listen to music I don't particularly like, I think it's generally improved my disposition on, being open-minded and trying to find something good about music I don't like, or that I would usually just knee-jerk and be like, no, okay, give it another try.
Definitely. I'm with you there. Like, it's definitely, overall so far, it's made me more open-minded to some different music. Like, that's interesting, Caleb. I like that idea. Like, it doesn't get, I don't have, almost like across the board, I don't have like the knee-jerk reaction, like you said, like that I used to. Like, I'll be like, at least I'm like, all right, give me like a second. Now I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I tried it twice. I'm good.
Yeah.
At least I tried.
At least I tried. Well, that being said, you boys ready to hop into the list?
Let's get to it.
All right. Well, kicking it off, we got a song from Jameson, Good Intentions. So it's Northvale, Broadside, and there's like one other artist attached to it, if I'm correct. But
Yeah.
That's Oliver Baxter with 2 X's.
Oh, with 2 X's. So
Which,
Jameson, what'd you?
X2, directed
So,
by Brian Singer.
Found this song searching through for our pop punk list. So I added this several weeks ago. Northvale is the band that I found through this. They come out of New Jersey, formed in late 2019. So really, really new band.
Damn.
This song's definitely on the poppier end of the pop punk spectrum, and I've pretty much had to add it knowing how much Caleb was going to hate it. Like listening to this, I was like, oh yeah, that was a theme for me too. Not only was it new band, I picked something that everyone would hate, I think. So Caleb's gonna hate this one. There's one for Dusty. They're out there. But no, it's kind of just like it's kind of a fun one. You know, it's really lighthearted, but it's good pop punk.
Yeah. You are right though. We have been a bit chummy lately.
Yes.
Oh, they can wait. Don't worry, we're ready to piss each other off. I think, Jameson, I think you're right. Like there are some things like that kind of hint at that throughout this list. I actually really dug this song. I've, speaking of being kind of a little more open-minded to music, I haven't been jamming. Pop punk is one of them. Like I haven't been on a pop punk kick in fucking forever, and lately I've been like sucked back into that, and so like. Kicking the playlist off with this, I was like, dang, I like that. North Vale is something I'd probably follow up, I think. So I'm on board. Nick, what about you? You're as a pop punk aficionado.
Yeah, I mean, JMO's right. This is definitely a lot closer to the pop spectrum of the pop punk thing, but it's still a lot of fun to listen to. It still has a lot of like the weird chord changes you might expect out of like the more high-minded acts of Midwest emo or something even. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to listen to. I didn't know who the primary owner of this song was because there were so many names listed. So it was North Vale, right?
North Vale.
I'm definitely going to have to check out some more North Vale or the other two acts on this track. There's a lot. And yeah.
Hell yeah. I figured you would like it. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, Nick's gonna be fucking down with this song.
Good song.
Dusty, what about you? How'd you feel about this North Vale track?
Oh, I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's I don't know, it's a pop punk, I'm not gonna turn it away. So I've slowly over the years gotten more and more into it. So I don't know, it's not very how do you say, it's like not doesn't make me mad like some other stuff would, and it's easy listening to me.
Yeah, that's what, honestly, that's what I mean. Like that's what pop punk is kind of becoming for me again lately. It's like I get like I was jamming our pop punk playlist. I gotta stop saying it. It's like once you start saying it, you say it too many times. But I was jamming that playlist we just did like a lot. Like I was like shocked how much I was playing it. I was into it, but. That being said, Caleb, how did you take this North Vale track? Shots fired.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it completely. Like it was, it was like we said. I don't want to say pop punk any more than we've been saying it, but it was
I
was
said
poppy.
It like 7 times in a row. I was like,
I know it's a tongue twister now, but this wasn't too bad. Some pop punk popcorn.
Ooh, grab a handful. So you're saying you didn't actually mind this song as much as you thought you would?
I don't like it, but again, with I'm trying to like get to that point where it's like, okay, I don't like this. It's not for me. But let's try and find something that's good about it, and give them some props, because making music is hard, and I don't want to rain on anyone's parade too much. But there was enough like kind of emo-ish vibe in there. It's sort of like, again, my only frame of reference for this kind of stuff that I like is probably like Taking Back Sunday. So it kind of reminded me a little bit of that, and I didn't mind it, but catchy choruses. I don't like the gang vocals.
I thought the gang vocal woes at the beginning would just like kill you.
Yeah,
I was just like, as soon as I heard, I was like, God damn it, Jameson.
Like, no joke. That was the same thing, dude. I was like listening to it, and I was like, oh, Caleb's gonna be fucking mad.
I didn't like get mad and throw the phone or anything, but I was just kind of like rolled my eyes and was like, ugh.
Okay.
It is very lukewarm soup, and I'm good.
That's room temp, boy. That's room.
It's a room temp soup.
Yeah, it's
There's
like room
nothing
temp
like room
chowder.
temp.
It's not good anymore.
It's
Yeah,
quite.
chowder gets a pretty nasty consistency at room temperature.
You gotta get it when it's hot.
Yo, you know, that's the truth. Same thing with a corn dog. You know, I mean, no, actually, that's not true. I can eat a room temp corn dog. It's in the danger zone, but so am I.
Cold,
Danger
soggy
zone.
corn dogs.
I haven't taken my food handler's permit in a little while.
Danger
dude,
zone chowder though. That's dangerous.
that shit is
That can put
dangerous.
you right in the bathroom.
Like, yeah, dude. You're having a fucking tile fucking time, man. Caleb.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No, I don't know if I should. Oh fuck it.
I mean, you might
I
as
was
well.
gonna say I recently learned the hard way that if the yogurt container says it's expired, you shouldn't eat it.
Oh,
Aw.
And if while you're dishing it up you catch a weird little funky smell that you don't think should be there, you should listen to your nose and don't eat that.
you just convince yourself they're probiotics. It smells
Yeah, that's what I was
probiotics.
like. Oh, it's fine. You know, it's yogurt. It'll be fine. But it ruined my night. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's all I've got to say about that.
If your food's expired, corn dogs, don't fucking eat it.
Dude, at least smell it thoroughly.
These are the facts.
They come here for music, but we give them knowledge. We give them life knowledge. All right. Walk away with that at least. But Caleb, let's dive into your track on this, one of your picks on this list. Is it just spelled GLHF? Is it
I
just
don't have a clue.
cloth?
No, it's a internet speak. It's
Oh.
GLHF. Good luck, have fun. You say it at the beginning of an online game.
Okay, shit.
Oh,
Thanks
cool.
for clarifying that. I legit did not know.
Thank you to the resident nerd.
Today I learned.
Every single
Yeah, for
person
real.
here is a resident nerd.
I didn't know
dude,
that.
we are fucking all about something. We're goddamn nerds. So okay, the name of the artist is what? Kadinja?
I guess so. Again, don't know.
Or this fellow named Rick Graham.
Yeah,
Seems like
he's
a
just-
fucking 80s like rock
he's just
star.
in there playing the clarinet or something. I don't know.
We're gonna.
I don't know what he does.
He's a
Rick Graham.
studio
Ooh.
musician.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Oh shit.
Well, cool. I didn't know that. You guys
He's
are
really
gonna
good.
teach me.
Really good
So-
guitar player.
So Caleb, when you were digging around for this, how'd this pop up?
Understatement.
I was, I'm sure to Nick's chagrin, I was exploring the Got Gent playlist, and I found this, and I was like, oh, okay, oh, this is cool. And yeah, I liked all the notey, kind of complicated guitar bits and the cool little rhythmic dead notes they do, but they also have, really great hooks, and I think they're from Paris, so their English is, but I don't care. I'm not here for the lyrics really. It's just a fun one. It's kind of like it's got the right mix of what I've come to realize I like about metal is I want the dark, scary chunk to chunk, but I also want the ethereal kind of light sounding, overtones as well.
Yeah. Well, this has a really good, I think they do a really good job of kind of interweaving those two things all throughout this song. I was surprised how fucking much I like this song, man. At first I was like, oh god damn it, Caleb, and then it kept going, and I was like, and I just kept I was like, okay, and then after I was done, even listening to my music, I was just it was kind of parts of the song were just sort of in my head, which is cool. And so I definitely would give this a stamp of approval. I don't know if I'm gonna follow up too hard, but I think it would be fun to see maybe put on the radio and see what random stuff this also generates around it. It's a cool track. Jameson, how about you, man? How'd you feel about this?
I'm gonna agree with you. At the beginning of the song, I was like, "Fuck, I'm strapping in for this."
Yeah,
But
dude.
it redeemed itself, and I went through a lot of these songs. I tried to see what to me similarities would be. So I wrote down it's if In Flames and Killswitch Engage had a baby.
Nice.
So it kind of reminds me both of those. And I do think I'll check these guys out a little bit more if I'm in the right mood for it.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
Dusty, what about you?
At first I was like, ugh, God, not this, type of shit. It was kind of I don't know, a little bit heavy for me. But as it went on, like there's a lot more different layers to it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The kill switch thing that pretty much sums it up, I would say. They're very similar. And then I'll let Nick. I only recognized Rick Graham from this, so because I just follow him on Instagram and his guitar videos. But yeah, I was like, that's what caught my eye at first. I was like, Rick Graham. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this though. The more and more I listened to it, so
fuck yeah. Well, Nick, give us your opinion on the song, and then if you can, fill us in a little bit on who Rick Graham is that Dusty was alluding to.
All right. I mean, well, at first when I started listening to the song, I was like, oh, Caleb has great taste in metal, so I'm just going to listen to it and enjoy it, you bucks.
Fair enough. Okay.
But then I was curious. I was like, oh, I wonder if I've actually heard this band before, because I've heard a lot of bands that kind of sound like this, but I wasn't familiar with the song. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, Kadinja. I've never heard that before. And then I saw Rick Graham's name next to it and I was like, oh, holy shit, I'm about to hear some guitar. And he's the guy that rips that guitar solo, like I think 2/3 of the way through the song. That is just absolutely incredible.
It's glorious.
But he might be one of the greatest guitarists alive right now. He's not in a band. He's a studio musician, like Dusty said. I found him on Instagram. He's also a guitar instructor. You can pay him for lessons if you want. Ooh, I don't think I'm good enough to be a student. So
I am not worthy.
Yeah. If you go to his Instagram, you'll see like all of the guys that we've been considering guitar nerds, like Steven Toronto and Pliny. They're the ones commenting on his post saying like, oh, maybe if I didn't suck so bad, I could play as good as you, Rick.
Jesus, dude.
I hate it when they do that. Like, yep. I heard Pliny say like, oh yeah, I'm shit at guitar, and I was like, fuck you. Like, what does that make us then?
I don't know, man.
Bloody loam.
I'm the sound guy now. I quit. I'm not doing music. I'm the sound guy. I'm gonna grow a ponytail.
Walking away. Hey,
the back of the venue.
That's cool. Oh, shout outs, dude. This is a cat really quick. I was thinking it would be maybe cool to try a tie down. Old guy from high school, Dustin Osborne. Do you guys remember Dustin? He was in my grade. Dude's a sound engineer now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram, dude.
Follow him on Instagram too.
He's always doing some crazy venues and stuff. Some cool venues and shit. I want to reach out to him and see if we can ever like get him tied down. But he's always traveling. He's on the road a lot. So, but shout out.
I'll bet you he'd have a wild music list too. Playlist. That's what it's called.
But no shout outs to Peter Piscasio.
Hey, he just saw Under Oath like a month ago.
Full story, bro.
I love that we have info on him, but we don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I just overheard a conversation in regards to him. I don't know if he still yet deserves your vendetta against him, but
he was always nice to me.
That's a fun fact.
At this point, it's just
really cool to me too.
Itself now.
I just want to set up a brawl. Like
I just want it to be something like Jameson had a dream that he was working at Dairy Queen and Peter was like super mean to him. And he just doesn't know it was a dream.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I don't think that guy could have made a blizzard as mean as you, J-Mo. Like, you had some creations. Peter Piscasio was just, what was he doing?
Maybe it's the start of a beautiful friendship, remember? Because when I first met Jameson, I was just like talking mad shit to him and calling him a poser, and I wanted to fight him for some stupid reason, which would have been terrible. Like, he just would have broken me in half. And now we're good friends.
That's what I'm saying. You're right, yeah. Maybe we should be optimistic about this situation. Maybe all this hatred will lead somewhere.
Sometimes assholes are nice, actually, at the same time.
It's true.
To allies side plot here.
I'm gonna have to get us out of the weeds here, guys. we gotta strut right out of these fucking weeds and get to this next track. Yeah, thank you. Dusty, we got a pick from you. It's the Struts. Could Have Been Me. Where'd you grab this one from, Dusty?
Oh, I've known this band a few years. I was like, I don't know, I struggled to put together this playlist. I was like, Yeah, the struts are relatively new. They're not, not broken through completely yet, but they're just, classic rock and roll band, I would say. They're like a very flamboyant lead singer, front man. Like, so they put like on a really good show. And so, but yeah, no, it's a catchy tune, and most of their songs are just like this, just like catchy, upbeat, everything with that. So,
yeah, no, it is like the upbeatness of the song really captures you by the end of it, if you ask me. But I also, it reminds me of some tamed down Foxy Shazam tracks. Because Foxy Shazam, like kind of like this, Dusty, you were talking about, like them having like a really flamboyant kind of stage presence at times or whatever. Or it's like that's exactly what I think of with Shazam, and then like the vocal work in some of the songs. Yeah, it's like a good rock, like a modern rock song, I'd say. So, yeah. Nick, how'd you feel about this song?
For the most part, I actually really liked it. I'm not at all surprised to hear about their stage presence being like that, because what my first thought hearing this guy's voice was Freddie Mercury. Like, like whenever Freddie wanted to put a little dirt on his voice, he sounded kind of like what this guy sounds like.
Good call.
Yeah, this guy fucking belts, man. He's really good. This song does have a fucking stomp clap part in it, so listeners beware that bullshit.
Listeners beware.
I did since I did like so much of the other elements of this song. I went and checked out a couple other Strut songs, and they're actually a blast to listen to. They even have a song with Kesha, which I was very much enjoying.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty cool song. Rocks.
Nice. Caleb, what about you?
I mean, Nick pretty much just called it what I was thinking. Like, it reminded me of Queen, but also kind of like, like Black Parade, My Chemical Romance. Like, it's very theatric, and there's a lot of parts you could sing along with. In this application, the stomp clap actually kind of worked, but I still a little bit just have to be like, you could have done a different thing. It's not like the same flavor of stomp clap. It works. Because, I mean, if you think about it, We Will Rock You is stomp, stomp, clap.
Yeah, but that's a totally different pattern from stomp clap.
Yes, but this is like, it's a hybridization between those two things, and it works for the song, but I still don't really like it as much. I wish they would have changed it a little bit.
yeah.
But honestly, like, I'm just being nitpicky here. Like, it was a cool song. The guy's got a great voice. I bet they'd be a real bop, as the kids would say, to see live.
Yeah, you're right. The kids would agree that bop is the right word.
Shit's fire.
Jameson, do you think this is bop also? Or a bop?
I think so. I'm going to put my dad pants on real quick and say that recently released animated movie Sing 2, where they just, all the characters cover different songs. Halsey was in that, and she did a cover of this on that movie, which was kind of cool. I thought it was an original that she did for the movie. I had no idea that this was a source material. So like this coming on, I was like, oh, I know this fucking song. So that was really cool. I wrote down that what Greta Van Fleet is to Led Zeppelin, these guys are to Queen. So
Yeah.
but I would have to listen to more of their catalog before you could label them with that.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like I would listen to these guys first before Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't hate Greta Van Fleet. They're okay.
I just think they I don't know. They seem so, like, it's not even their music, it's just them as the persons, as the personalities. They just seem so purposely fake. Like,
Did you know? So they're from a town that's like the Leavenworth of the Midwest. It's like, it's in Michigan, but it's exactly the same. Like
a
setup and
Bavarian
everything.
village.
Yeah.
That's fucking redonkulous. That's
Yeah.
they're out there, man. They're
Something
fucking
about
out there.
Bavarian village towns that just that seem to produce snooty people. There it is. Holy fuck.
Hey, And as we know, even though every single Old Heart Radio podcast is about our opinions on things, no snobs allowed.
Some of us better leave then.
I know. I can't
Closing the
remember if I've taken that off of the Instagram, which great plug before I get us out of the weeds here. Follow us on Instagram at Old Heart Radio. We also have some music projects in the building. Does anybody want to plug their music project? No. Okay. Well, you lost your opportunity.
String Lights has not been active for a while.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough.
I've been studying, so the Sinking Night is going slow.
Well, you technically
song-
plugged it. Good
We're
job
on-
for both of
We're
you.
on
There you go.
on
yeah.
hiatus.
All right. Well, let's jump to the
My
next track
band is on hiatus.
as you eat some popcorn. We're busy. We're busy. My Friend Chris is the next track by Next Attempt. This is one of yours, Nick. Where'd you
It
pull?
is.
So, like, yeah, where'd you grab this one from? I like this track a lot, dude. Like,
So actually, it was Luke turned me on to these guys. Luke was he and I are both fans of pop punk and also pretty big fans of Bayside, and he was like, "Hey, check this out. It's like both sometimes." And so I gave it a listen, and this one I think definitely kind of falls into that more Bayside-esque side of that type of music. But it just goes really hard, especially for a song that is, you know, you'd consider to be emo. It almost dips into the metalcore feeling a little bit. But it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit theatrical. But I think these guys are even a 3-piece, and they're able to like put out a track that has such friggin' power to it. And they're recently like new act too. I can't remember where they were from. I lost my notes for this presentation, but
let's see.
yeah, check them
This
out.
well,
Next
this album's
Attempt.
from 2019, so yeah, you're right. Like, they're
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
pretty fresh, honestly. Yeah, dude. Like, I like your opinion on like how they kind of dip into metalcore a little bit. Like, that's something that I think really ties this whole song together, because at times you just get this, like, you get a little more surge of fucking power from them, which is cool. And I like the idea of them as a 3-piece. That's pretty fucking dope. I would not picture them as a 3-piece, so that's kind of intriguing. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite songs on the list. So I'm definitely like double thumbs on it.
Also, probably no surprise that it's coming from Luke originally.
Yeah, dude.
So-
Yeah, that boy and his taste. It's so good. It's so good. Dusty, how'd you feel about this song?
I enjoyed this. I definitely could see the Bayside part of it, which I love Bayside, so definitely gonna have to check out these guys more. It kind of tickles both of those fancies, you know, the pop punk part and then the little bit harder pop. I mean, Bayside I would still think is kind of like pop punk to me, but a little bit, I don't know, harder, more technical, I guess.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I like it. Like I said, it has a cool, like, those cool moments to it.
It's a good fusion of the two, I would say. So
Yeah. I did not think of it as a fusion dish, but it kind of is. Caleb, what about you?
I mean, you guys are like hitting all these things. It's like, oh, perfect parallel to what I was thinking, what Dusty just said, but opposite. I don't know Bayside, and I mean, I've heard of them and I've listened to them a little bit back in the day. People showed me this, and I'm like, meh. And assuming it is as accurate as you guys say, that it's similar to that, I feel the same way. Meh. It's well done, but it's like they're both the kinds of energy of like the different genre fusion that they're doing, where it's like I can deal with or I like certain aspects of those genres, but not when it's done like this. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of weak sauce. Like it's well done, but it just doesn't. It needs like that second part of the song where they get like kind of heavy and it's kind of metalcore. Like they're not going hard enough in the paint. Like, what are you doing, playing in drop D or something? Like, give your balls a tug and twist that fucking knob down, man. Like, I want some chugging.
That's it. Next attempt. I know you're listening. Get deeper. Get baritone guitars. Just do that.
Tune lower, you bitch.
You don't tune. Get it.
Just-
okay.
Just too.
Get a longer neck. longer scale guitar.
Get an octave pedal, sort it out.
Yeah.
Listen to
Those actually-
these boys.
Those actually sound surprisingly good.
They do.
Okay, like if you want to drop tune your guitar, just literally putting on a pitch shifting pedal sounds weirdly accurate to what you're going for. It's very frustrating.
Oh yeah.
Listen. All right.
Are we Midwesterners now?
We were just talking about pedals, me and Nick, before we got on. So
Oh yeah, that was
Dude.
mine.
Another shout outs, I guess. We're doing shout outs again. Jeremiah, man, have you guys been keeping up with Snailer Moon 69's pedal posts?
there's a lot of pedals.
Like that boy has a fuckload of pedals, and it's like really interesting to see what kind of sonic bombardment he's coming up with.
And he's putting his bass through it, so it's like every time I scroll by it, it's just
Yeah, it's fucking
no
crazy.
idea. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's coming up with some crazy sounds. I don't. Whoever's like, he's going for the most bizarre boutique pedals that do the weirdest shit, and it's so cool what he's able to the sounds he's able to get out of that thing. I don't know what I would
It
use
is.
those sounds for, but
he's being a real pedal hipster. He's drinking his IPAs and he's worshiping Earthquaker devices.
hey, everyone should.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on to the next track, Jameson, can we please get your opinion on Next
Yes.
Attempt? Because
Of
I
course.
I was really curious about you. Like, you popped into my head. I was like, I wonder if Jameson's going to dig this or not.
I did. My comparison that I wrote down, this reminds me of Seosin, and specifically in their second, not incarceration, whatever I'm looking for when
Iteration.
they replaced, iteration. That's
Incarnation?
it. When they
Incarnation.
replaced Anthony Green with Cove Reber, sounds like that to me. So I did like it because I'm a big Seosin fan. So I'll definitely check out Next Attempt some more.
Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, man. Yeah, I honestly, like I said, hell of a good track. I think it's almost better than the track I picked next, which is just a track by a band called Same. It's titled It's Lonely in Doggy Hell. Mainly because, as we all know, all dogs go to heaven. So, or they just rot in the dirt. One of the two.
Oh God.
What? Sometimes it's true. Have any of you? We're about to get deep here. Have any of you buried one of your dogs?
I've never had a dog, so yeah.
I had
Cats.
my dogs cremated, so
Yeah, that's for the most part me too.
Yeah. This is when before cremation was all the rage. No, yeah, burying a dog is fucking weird, man. Burying your best friend. Anyway. Shed a tear, one tear. This is such a weird podcast, man.
strange so far.
Stranger things on this fucking podcast. Okay, so get back to Doggy Hell. So,
Funeral for a
So
friend.
23. This is the number 23 of episodes, man.
dude, it
Jim
is.
Carrey, he did this to us.
I think I saw him in the window, huh? Anyway. Anyway, so
It's like as the Riddler.
yeah, exactly.
Wrong movie.
This is a track that, like, though he's not with us, Jasper. I immediately thought of Jasper St. Germain when I listened to this track, and I think it was proxy to like something like a recommendation he had given me, and I kind of branched off of to find this song by its Same. And it's just fucking. It's. I think it's cool. I think it's mellow. I like the sort of like surfy flow of some of the guitars. Like, I don't know. I just think it's easy listening, if you ask me. But Dusty, how'd you feel about this song?
Yeah, I definitely got that Jasper vibe. Just it is easy listening. I think it's delightful. It's something that I definitely need to check out more of. Is this how new is this band? Is it,
Let me double check. I'd have to look at the album again.
yeah,
A lot of them are pretty new. This album's from 2020.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed this. It's kind of got that like spacey, chill vibe to it. So some yacht rock to it.
Exactly.
Yacht rock.
Caleb, what about you?
It's okay. I do like a silly little chromatic riff, and that was kind of cool, but it was pretty repetitive The little in between parts were nice. Guitar tones were good. But overall, it was kind of a meh. But it is mercifully short, so there's that.
It's got that going for it. Oh, Jameson, how about you? Did you get caught up in this song, or was this a pass?
No, I'll give it a pass in the good way. It reminded me of some of Modest Mouse's more like popular stuff, especially the like yell singing portions that he does in there. Like you see that in a lot of Modest Mouse songs. So that was a good win for me. So I like this one.
Fuck yeah, that's a good catch. I honestly didn't think about that, but that is a really good tie, like that some of those vocal work. Nick, what about you? Are you? Oh,
His sound is gone.
We have no Flannery sound.
it's okay. It's still lonely in Doggy Hill.
Check. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had my 48 volts turned up. It was a reason. But this song, I didn't realize it just until you had pointed it out. But it reminded me of Modest Mouse. And if it hadn't been for the fact that it reminded me of Modest Mouse, I really would not have liked it. But it was endearing to me. I could not figure out why it was endearing to me when it had so many elements of things that I just don't like. And I still enjoyed it. So now I know why. But I still enjoy it, so that's cool. I guess I just like that kind of music.
You sound like you just made peace with it. I guess I just like that kind of music.
You sound disappointed in yourself.
Yeah.
I kind of am, honestly.
Hipster scum.
I thought I had better taste.
I love it. Oh, all right. Well, now we got to segue into some hard fucking cut from that track. This song, Back at You, Jameson, was Escape by Fish Scale.
Yeah, so I picked this one mostly to fuck with Dusty, and I thought also Jared.
Yeah,
but
dude, it did.
We haven't gotten into this kind of nasty EDM style stuff, and this is really what I like. It's like dark tech house, and it just has that kick-ass fucking groove to it, at least for me. I know this isn't gonna go along for everyone, but this is a banger. And Fish Scale is his first release was in 2018, and I believe this single he put out in 2021. Yeah, I dig it.
All right. I'm gonna start it off. Dusty, we'll come back around to you. But Jameson, I will say, like, this was like a slap in the fucking dick. I was like, what the fuck just happened as soon as it like I will give it credit. Like, once you just kind of let the song like assault you, you know, it like you find things that are really interesting about it. There's some really cool drops in it and stuff like that probably somebody who pays more attention than me will really would really appreciate, but like they're kind of noticeable. But overall, man, oh my god, like I struggled with this one. I was like I had to, like, almost every time I listened to it, I had to be like, pause, put it back on. All right.
Well, I feel like all the EDM we've gotten into at this point has been like really accessible, you know, stuff that people are like, pretty much anyone could listen to and like for the most part. But I was like, fuck it, we're gonna go deep. We're gonna find some nasty shit. Really expose these boys.
Yeah, dude. Well, you got me on this one, man. Nick, how about you, man? How'd you feel about this? How about Fish Scale?
Well, I thought that this was a welcome change in pace from the previous song, which I thought was just kind of a little slow.
Fair enough.
Didn't slap me in the dick, it gently caressed.
Oh.
It gently caressed.
But no, it was actually really cool to listen to. It was a lot of fun. This isn't my favorite kind of electronic music, but A lot of his synth patches I noticed had they were using. He was, or they were. I don't know, because there's Burnout is also credited for this track. I don't know what.
Fish
I don't know who
Scale's
Burnout
one
is.
dude.
Oh, Fish Scale's one guy. Okay. But yeah, so the synth patches that he chose to use, I've heard a lot of presets that sound like those things, and never once did I sit down and think, yeah, I know exactly what I would do with this fucking weird sound that sounds like a goddamn like throttle on a 2 horsepower engine just like repeating infinitely. it just I have no idea what I would ever do with these sounds, and this guy employed all kinds of sounds exactly like that to create cool like bouncing rhythms. Like when the kick drum is still only going like 4 on the floor for most of the song, a lot of the coolest rhythms are actually coming from like the bass lines that he's doing, because they have this this sort of percussive like rhythmic element to it. It's a lot of fun to listen to. I had a good time with this song.
Well, Caleb, what about you? Did you enjoy this song?
I did. I enjoyed it a great deal.
I knew both of you would.
Well, I think, I mean, I'm partially to blame for Jameson's love of this type of music, because I love me some dirty, nasty EDM. It's good shit. And this was no exception. It's real bouncy. It has all the nice little breaks, because you got to take a break when you're dancing. You don't get dehydrated. So we know what we're doing here. But I think we all know. But yeah, it just reminded me of going to raves back in the day and not knowing how to fucking dance. So I would just headbang and hardcore dance and jump around like an idiot. And it was a great time. And it gave me I call it the Chihuahua shakes. Like there's a certain feeling you get when you're like really excited, or like a show's about to start. Maybe you have some extra help to make you a little extra excited. Okay. And so like your chest goes, you get your little Chihuahua shakes. And I enjoyed it so much. I got those Chihuahua shakes and I was just like, oh man, it's taking me back.
This song,
great song.
This song gave you Chihuahua shakes?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I fucking love some nasty EDM.
Dang, dude.
And I haven't been keeping up on anything new, so this is kind of cool. I definitely checked it out some more, and so it was a good one.
Well, Dusty, what's your humble opinion on this song?
I don't know. It's just recycled shit. It's just, at one point, you ever just play with the keyboard on like the DJ sounds section, the sound effects? That's what it seemed like through the whole song. It's like you're just playing with these different sounds, thinking that it's
called samples.
Yeah, you're right about it to a certain extent.
I can do that though. I can go on a keyboard and
There's a little more to it than that.
It's harder to make than you think.
Is this going to be the
Sampling and
first
sequencing
gavel
is a
of the
bitch.
playlist?
it's just I don't know. There's just a lot going on, and it's just I don't like it. What is this, Skrillex? You know that shit. You could play me a Skrillex track, and I couldn't tell the difference.
Dusty, should I gavel this for you?
Yeah. It's recycled shit.
Or gavel.
Yeah, dude. One more just for that. Oh god, dude. Well, I mean, well, that's good because that takes us right into the next song, man. That was definitely. I figured that was going to happen. But we come to next song is a Caleb track that just going from Jameson's pick there to this song was just such a gnarly transition. It was, but also kind of weirdly works. But was it Volgin?
Yeah.
Volgin by
I
Grave
guess.
Mind. Caleb, where'd you pull this song from? Because it's again, it's just like a fucking Gnarbones and beginning. So
I was just looking through metal playlists. I'm like, all right, let's find some new shit. And a different song by these guys came on, which I also really liked, and I almost put it on, but I was like, this is more intense. Let's do this one. And I listened to this whole album probably honestly 10 times in a row one day. I just got baked to the gills, and I just went on a deep dive. The whole thing's about just this guy's crippling existential dread and, questioning why are we here. And it was, when an album is like, oh, I'm going to actually read the lyrics, like, it's going to be good. And this one stood out to me because he's got the scary noises he makes with his face, and it's got the blast beats and the grooves and a nice little, they do a lot of like spoken word kind of stuff. I thought maybe, no, Jared won't like it, but there's some poetry in there.
Some fucking
It's like
poetry in there.
you're saying like, it's just like, just because it's poetry doesn't mean it's good.
It's poetry, but he's screaming it and he's really, really upset. And it hit me in the feels. Like I listened to this album and it like choked me up. I really like this band. They're fucking like oh yeah, love it. Can't wait for you guys to shit all over it.
Well, Caleb, I'm gonna take a big fat fucking deuce because like that shit, like this, like going from that Fish Scale song, I will say this. I think I liked the Fish Scale song more because this song followed it. Like this song was so fucking like I was just like as soon as I started, like it was just like, I just can't, I just fucking can't. Like maybe at one point in time I had it in me, but I can't do it anymore. I just have to fucking hard pass. I'm giving it that. I'm passing.
Y'all got soft.
Yo, dude. Y'all got soft.
Maybe I did hard up in here.
Well, I guess yeah. I'm just a soft boy down here.
They do make little blue pills to stay hard, Caleb. You don't have to listen to shit like this.
Not the same thing, but.
Well, Jameson, that beckons. What's your opinion on this track?
I mean, I really, really wish the first 15 seconds just didn't exist in this song, because it's like afterwards I can get more on board with it, but fuck, it's just so in your fucking face. And by the end of the song, same thing, Jared. It's like I probably would have loved this at one point in my life, but I don't have the energy to listen to or enjoy this anymore, and I'm just too fucking tired. So I'll take a gavel as well.
Oh, guys. Nick, what about you, my friend?
I like this one.
Yay!
I thought it was pretty good. I've been pretty disenfranchised with modern metal because I thought it's been growing pretty stale, but this is an act that I actually could kind of get behind. They're like the blast beats, there weren't like too many of them, but they were just enough like so I could have it as a treat. And like the breakdowns they used, they were complex enough to be interesting, but still simple enough to easily follow along. Like it was like really comfortable to get into a groove on the rhythms that they chose. And the guy's got great vocal range, so that's super fun to listen to. There's one other comment I had about this. Like certain parts of this song were actually like they just had this energy to them that reminded me of Bury Your Dead enough to where I could just like I was having so much fun listening to this song. I feel really weird now that I know the lyrical content was super angsty.
Oh yeah,
I was having way too much fun with this song. This felt like a very upbeat track to me.
Oh no!
So,
this album is a pit of despair and
Yikes.
staring at the ceiling, thinking about the sun exploding, which I can relate to. That's why I loved it.
Well, Dusty, did this song make you want to think about the sun exploding?
Sometimes. I don't know. It was very off-putting going into the start from that last song into this.
Yeah.
Not like that transition at all. It definitely ruined the whole song for me. But I mean, I don't hate this. It's just, I don't know. It's been done before. I don't know. It's metal. I respect the blast beat though. At the start. If it didn't come right after that previous song, then it wouldn't be as off-putting. But yeah, it's fine. Metal.
It's fine. It's yeah, dude. You got a couple gavels
the cover.
and a fine. All right. Yeah, if you get hey, sometimes we give points for cover art on the show. Dusty just gave you a point for cover art.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was really
surprised
cool
that he
cover
didn't
art.
completely hate it. I thought once I saw them one after the other, I'm like, oh man.
It's brutal. It's totes brutes.
I think Dusty just hates electronic music so much that anything that wasn't that was going to be a welcome relief.
This is some sort of step up. Well, Dusty, I mean, I guess I believe that takes us to another one of your picks, actually. Then, so Diamonds. But what's the guy's name? Matt Kenkles. Correcus.
Kinkles.
We'll stick with Kenkles.
Matt
He's listening.
Kinkles.
Come on the show and correct us. Matt Caracas.
I'm not even sure how to say it.
I don't know. I mean, I should really do a better job of pronouncing people's fucking names. Either way, Dusty, where did you pull this song from?
This guy shows up on my daily stuff like all the time. I don't know. It's a catchy song. Another like flamboyance. Kind of reminds me of Queen in some rights. But I don't know. It's just a catchy song, and I was like, well, this is relatively new, so I guess I'll throw this on there. Like I said, I was having issues finding stuff. But yeah, I just figured I don't think anybody would hate it necessarily.
I don't know if I hate it. Like, I'm definitely gonna give it like, and it's fine for me because like it reminds me too much of the Fray.
I can see that.
I couldn't get necessarily past that. But like again, there's like you make it like you said, you kind of hit another like weird like this does have some of those sort of like Queen kind of vibes again with like the same thing with the Struts, and it's just so there are some redeeming qualities about this that I like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know, I had to think about this one, like I had to like digest this one a couple of times to really formulate like that's like there's I don't know, like there's just some elements that I can stand behind, but there's, like I said, too much piano forward, I think, that really caught my attention and I couldn't deter that. But Nick, what about you, man? How'd you feel about this song?
I just want to make sure that at some point in his life, Elliot Dix is aware of this song, because this seems like his favorite possible song to ever exist. This literally just sounds like a hybrid of like Abbey Road era Beatles and Queen. It sounds so much so like this that it feels deliberate to me and starts to piss me off, honestly. Other than that, it's fine. But if you're into that kind of music, which I am not, it's probably great for you.
Matt Kenkles.
Cankles now? What? Hang on, I never actually found out what is. Oh, I do like the skeleton though. In the
somebody
cover
should, art. Somebody should find his real name.
Caracas.
Caleb. Caleb, how'd you feel about this song? I figured Caleb would like this one. This one I thought Caleb was gonna like. It was gonna be a home run.
No. I don't know. It's like the beginning was really boring, but the little Queen part that kind of breaks in was a little better. But then they kind of like, you know, roll things back on that Queen vibe, and it's a little boring. I don't know why, but like parts of it reminded me of like a song that so let me explain. I watch a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race with my girlfriend, and when they're competing, they lip sync to songs to see who wins the thing, and this sounded like a song that they would choose for lip sync. And so for some weird fucking reason, when I heard it, I just imagined drag queens dancing around, and I was like, nah, I don't want to watch that any more than I already have to. So I'm
Paul. So you're a no-go
saga anyway. Yeah, no. Sorry, that was long-winded, but no, I don't really like this. But yeah, good call. Elliot Dix would love it.
Is it a fine, or is it something worse?
I think overall, no. Not enough no. Queen to save it.
It's not a fine. It's not a gavel. It's just a no.
I heard it. I'm moving on with my life now.
Jameson, what about you, man?
I guess I like it the most out of everyone because I thought this song was really fucking cool. I think this might be my favorite song on the list. That's not my own. So I think maybe I'd like it even more than Dusty does. So I got those Queen vibes from it for sure. It was a fun listen. I liked it, and maybe I just needed some of that boring music to level me out a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's a bumpy fucking ride. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's a weird one. Like I don't mind it at all. Like if somebody put it on, it's one of those tracks. Like somebody put it on, like you're not gonna be like, hey man, fucking turn it. Like,
Yeah.
that has to be a whole other playlist. Like songs you would turn off. Like for sure. Either way, the next track though, I saw this one randomly popped up. I mean, it's got to be because of all the pop punk I've been listening to, but this one popped up randomly on a playlist of mine, like one of my dailies or whatever the fuck. But Nick, you picked out a song from Mom Jeans, Edward 40 Hands.
I did. So these guys popped up in my feed, and it was the two most attention grabbing things that could have possibly happened to me in that moment, because I was on a modern baseball kick, not American football. That would have sent me down a different rabbit hole. But I was on a modern baseball kick, and these guys popped up in the Spotify recommended, and I wasn't even I wasn't looking at the art at the time, the album art. And I heard the song, and I was like, what in the shit? Why am I suddenly hearing like a Bob's Burgers clip? And I looked down at my screen, and I saw this photo that just like instinctively in the back of my head reminded me of this photograph of Josh and Troy and Dusty and Luke at the estate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just... I thought it was that photo until like I kind of took a closer look at it. I was like, God damn. And hit me in this nostalgia with that. And by the time I'd gone through that entire range of emotions, like I was like a third of the way through the song, and I was like, oh, okay, this song's pretty good. So
yeah.
I went and checked out some more Mom Jeans, and these guys actually just put out a new album recently. This is from their first album that really like kind of took off, but they just put out a new album as well. It's quite good. So if you're enjoying Mom Jeans, check them out.
Yeah, put them on.
Put 'em on.
Yeah, no, like this was another one that like you put on your Nick that I was just like, damn, dude, like I might have to fucking follow up. Because like I said, I saw it on one of my playlists, and that's how I recognized it at first, but I did not listen to said playlist. So, was unfamiliar until this. But anything that's got a Bob's Burgers clip is definitely going to grab my attention. And like, if you follow it up with a song, I'm definitely going to be a little more into that fucking song. So I definitely give this one a good, I'd give it a 1.5 thumb, one in a knuckle. So yeah, one in the knuck.
These guys have only really been active since 2016. That was their first album. Oh, okay.
Come out swinging. Jameson, how'd you feel about Mom Jeans?
So, I don't like this song, and I don't really think it has anything to do with this song. It reminds me, the way the guy sings reminds me of a band called The Kooks that Amy really, really liked in high school, and I hated that band so much that this song just reminding me of one of their songs specifically that sounds nothing like this song made me hate this song, if that makes sense.
Oh, it does.
So,
it does.
It's not a gavel, but I dislike this song.
Oh.
I can appreciate that though, dude. I really think
Good reason.
Caleb, what about you, man? How'd you feel about this song?
I really fucking hated it. Give me
God, that was
gavel.
loud. Jesus. I gave you a loud one.
Oh, that's good. Make it louder, please. I really fucking hated this. Yeah. I don't like the enunciation.
Fucking
He
thunder.
sounds like a dingus. It's pretty fucking. It's kind of just boring. And it's not fair, because nothing against these gentlemen, but whoever those two guys on the cover art are, they look like these two guys I used to work with, and fuck them. So yeah, I just don't want any of this.
You heard it, guys you used to work with. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to name your names. but
That
you
could
know
be
who you
anyone.
No. But you
Come on,
know
I
who you
call
are.
people out, Caleb.
Calling you
No.
out, United States Army.
are. I
There
don't
you
remember one of their names, but fuck him. And fuck Mom Jeans. I don't know.
Just no. All right, you heard it here. Caleb fucking hates it. Dusty, are you gonna redeem it at all?
I enjoy this quite a bit. I don't know. It is very much that punky, emo-y, I don't I don't know, whatever you want to call that, Midwest emo. But I enjoy this stuff, so I'm gonna definitely check out some more Mom's Jeans. Put them on, see how they fit.
Put them on.
They're
Well, I
style
like-
now.
I like the voices. It's different slightly. So yeah, it's quirky. It's got its quirky little guitar parts, and I'll give it a plus.
Wow.
That's a plus.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
I forgot to say the harmonies are really bad and it's way too fucking long. Sorry, I just had to.
Oh no, please kick it back.
Hang on. Do you know what the best part about living in Switzerland is?
What?
Well, the flag is a big plus.
Good God.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I was sitting on that one for years.
That was it was a perfect moment to unleash it. I got to be honest. Caleb, I wanted to say, if you thought the last song was boring, I'm really curious about if you thought the next song is boring, because it's a song I picked called "Fast and All" by Enumclaw. And it definitely, I feel like it has a slower pace than the last track. So what are your thoughts on this track, Caleb?
It's not as bad, not nearly as bad. It's not one that I would like seek out, but I like I do kind of like that like washy guitar thing that like I guess would we call this shoegaze maybe adjacent. I kind of don't mind that. The vocals are forgettable, but that's kind of the point. I just imagine like myself being way too high, like standing out in the the grass at the gorge and like just kind of swaying as this band plays, and then I'm like, oh, that was nice, and then I forget who they are.
Pretty much.
It's a weird mixture of feelings.
No, I'm with you. This was just like a random band. Like, again, it was like, who is it from? I think I followed it up. There's this band called the Black Tones that I almost put on this list, but I couldn't find a track that I liked like enough. Like I liked a lot of tracks by them, but I couldn't find one enough that I was like, this is a great representation of like, you guys should get into them from here. But Enumclaw like was adjacent to them, and it just like I've been like almost all the songs I put on here, I'm now realizing really remind me of some of my favorite things about like some 90s music. And like that definitely like especially now that I'm listening to this song again, like it just has like some of that like it reminds me of Dinosaur Jr. A little bit.
Yeah. Like I got like Sonic Youth vibes kind of.
Yeah.
Vocals are different, but
Yeah. But anyway, Nick, what are your thoughts on the Enumclaw? The song here, not the place.
Well, we don't know very many things about Enumclaw.
Oh.
And we won't. This song, so this really reminded me of the band Pavement. I think you guys mentioned Sonic Youth and a couple others, but I heard a lot of Pavement in this track. That said, I would rather listen to Pavement than this, and I cannot fucking stand listening to Pavement. Oof. This was some real garbage, man. This was really bad. This guy's voice was out of tune every single fucking note, and it almost felt like he was doing it on purpose.
it's true.
It was so bad to listen to. It was pain.
Oh, damn it. I knew. I had this like in the back of my head. I was like, I feel like Nick's gonna fucking hate this song. I don't know exactly why, but that does make sense. Like that would like stick out sorely to you. Jameson, how about you, man?
I'm gonna have to agree with Nick. The guy's voice is just so fucking brutal, and I'm gonna refuse to put these guys at the bottom of the list because I saw they're a local smaller band, and so I can't put them at the bottom. But I don't like this fucking song either.
God damn, is it a gavel for you?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. God damn, dude. Yeah, I just wanted to point out this song. Like they are pretty active, but they have less than 40,000 people listening to them a month, and they do like this song came out last year, and they have some more stuff coming out this year. But I guess I'm the only one. Dusty, are you going to support me or are you going to support them?
I'm gonna be Switzerland in this situation. I'm gonna stay. It's It's another one of those. It's fine, kind of unforgettable. Around, you know, it's got the Dinosaur Jr. vibe, which I enjoyed Dinosaur Jr. So I'll give them that. If you were to tell me this was a new band, I wouldn't believe you, because this is definitely that. You know, that 90s vibe, I guess. So, but I don't hate it. So
It has that 90s like dirty part of the 90s vibe.
And I'm sure they're going for that on purpose, but it's just
Part with too many needles.
yeah. I'm unbothered. I'll just stay in the middle here.
Fair enough. Ride it out. Yeah. Well, I guess I mean, we got to be honest. The name obviously drew some attention. Also, obviously, like, this is a Washington band, right? Like, but well, I guess that takes us right back around to another pick for Mr. Jones, the Lazy Eyes. Where's my brain? With 3 exclamation points.
Yeah. So Lazy Eyes are from Sydney. Question marks. From Sydney, Australia. Said they were formed in 2015. Their first EP didn't release till 2020. Listening to them, like, I immediately thought of Jasper, and I was like, if Jasper doesn't know of this band, he needs to know about them. So next time we see him, I'll have to bring it up. But most of what I was looking through from them, like, they do an edit like this, but most of their songs have like a long extended cut. So like the original of this is like almost 7 or 8 minutes long. And they do a lot of jamming, just kind of cool modern psychedelic music, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, this is definitely like another like huge hit for me. I was like, fuck. Like, you also gave me I gave off some like like you said, some modern psychedelic, like some King Gizzard adjacent vibes at times. Like, ooh, yeah, I thought this was a tasty one. This was a tasty pick. But Caleb, how'd you feel about this song?
I really like this a lot. I was gonna ask, are they from Australia? Because there's so much like this kind of modern psych rock coming out of like Perth specifically. Jeez. But yeah, like, it reminds me of a mix between like King Giz and like really like old original Tame Impala, and like I fucking loved it. I would not mind 7 or 8 minutes of this, honestly. The part at like about a minute in, when they like break into that kind of dreamy little verse or chorus, I don't know what it would be, but it was great, and all the fun quirky little guitar hooks were a lot of fun. This was, aside from my picks, like, this was top of my list.
Nice. Yeah, you guys go check out their extended cuts. It's super like jam rock. So I know we people have had some issues with that on the council before, so I was like, I'll just go with the edit. But yeah, check out their longer stuff.
Hell yeah. Dusty, how'd you feel about the Lazy Eyes?
I like this. I don't have a huge problem with the jammy stuff, unless it's like fish bullshit. But it just, whatever that one song that was, that Parcels, that 3, I didn't like that.
I'm sorry,
but
Lucas.
I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed that song. It's I like the cover art too, so there's an extra plus there. That typical like 70s, you get that weird filmy like to it, to tint.
Yeah.
But yeah, and all the little hooks in the guitar, like Caleb said, especially near the end, that was very catchy and just delightful. Just
Would you say this one gets an 8?
7.
Oh, damn.
It's a 3 plus signs.
3 plus signs of 1 7. That's what you get.
It's pretty good.
We have such great rating scales. Nick, how about yourself, man? What was your opinion on this?
This was a bait and switch for me. Like, those first few seconds of this song, I was not looking forward to this. Like, it was some real psychedelic bullshit, and I was like, oh, okay, well, we're doing this today. And then it just kicks into the most fun fucking groove. It just goes on. I could have done with like 15 minutes of that groove. That was so cool. like it skips the beats in the right spots. It just keeps the right tempo. It just moves. Like this song is moving. I feel like I'm on a road trip in a Wes Anderson movie. That's what this song feels like. It's just a lot of fun to listen to.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I definitely like. I think that's a pretty solid like all around. I don't think any of us. That's fucking crazy. I really didn't know if Caleb was gonna like it. I figured like Nick, you were. I didn't know if you were gonna enjoy it or not. And it's Dusty, I thought you would for sure. But that's like I don't know. It's just a cool track. Good pick. The next track though, it's a little more polarizing. We'll call it. We'll say it. Caleb, why Parasite by Thornhill? So
Were you about to say why?
where did it come from? Why is it on this playlist? Tell me now.
Make me listen to this.
Hey,
you?
you should be thanking me because this is fucking great. I don't know why I missed them before, because I'd seen them like come up like, hey, you should listen to this, and I was like, nah. But it reminds me of if Circa Survive was like much heavier, which I love Circa Survive, and I love this because it's like the perfect blend of everything I like about that kind of stuff, where it's like, when emo singing is done really, really well, like it's something to behold, and the guy's melodies are great. The kind of like yell talk screaming is good, and yeah, it's just a good blend of a lot of different things that I wouldn't think someone would put together, but they did, and this was fucking great. And I don't understand if you don't like this.
Well,
go fuck yourself.
I might just have to go fuck myself, because this definitely was not. It wasn't for me. Like, there's a flavor here, and that flavor tastes like shit. And it reminded me of like all the things I don't like about Under Oath. Like we mentioned Under Oath earlier in relationship to Peter Pascasio, and I can directly tie that to this track, and that's something I don't know. At one point in time, I might have like given it more consideration, but now I'm just like, the winds of shit are blowing, and I'm smelling it. Sorry, Caleb.
It's okay.
Nick, what about you?
I'm really happy you said that, because this reminds me of all the parts I love about Under Oath.
Oh god damn it.
Like the vocalist sounds like him, his screams sound like Under Oath. I mean, all of the melodies he's choosing, it just sounds like something off of like, I can't remember any of their album names, like Defining the Line or whatever.
Yeah. It's like the one in between. Anyway, yeah.
It's got a
Finding the Great Line.
album
That's I think is what
yeah, it's something like
it's all
that.
black
I
or
don't know.
whatever. Anyway,
whatever. It's whatever it is. It's very melodramatic. Anyways, that album's great. And this sounds like if they took the idea of that album and just like fucking cranked up into like modern progressive metal. It sounds really cool. I had a good time listening to this song. It was a lot of fun. So, good, cool metal. It's cool and good.
cool. So it gets double certification.
2 thumbs up.
There you go.
Jordan Roper. I don't know. I'm gonna shoot him an email and find out.
Hey, they're listening, so maybe they want to make playlists too. God, dude, everybody listens to this fucking podcast. Jameson, how'd you feel about Parasite?
I like this one. I thought the production quality on it was really, really good. Sounded super crisp and good. And I agree with Caleb. Like, I got that harder Circa Survive vibe. So it was a winner. Yeah, I might check this band out some more.
Winner. Well, Master Gill, what's thine opinion?
This isn't for me. What is this? I don't know. I never liked Under Oath or any of that shit. So, and that's just what this is to me.
Is it a gavel?
No, it's not for me. I just
Okay.
don't. I'm just indifferent to it. I'm just like, put this shit on again. Oh god.
Those fucking
It's like a bug
kids.
that's in your house. You're not gonna smash it, but you don't want to be
I
around
mean, it is a parasite of a song.
it.
Oh,
No, it's just I don't know. I've never heard this. It's not for me.
Fair enough.
I understand why people like it, but it's not my thing.
Well, that's understandable. It is also not my thing. And that's why, Caleb, I shake my head at you.
Y'all
On this-
soft.
See? I'm just over here being soft again. Sorry. I apologize for my softness.
You gotta toughen up.
Audience, I apologize for how soft I am. Right here. I bear my softness before you.
Ugh,
Now,
put it
a
away.
word from our sponsor, Blue Chew, everybody.
Oh God.
You want to get a great boner? We got the thing for you.
Here
Listen
at
to
Old
metal.
Heart Radio, we're all about rock hard cocks.
God, no.
what a
Oh,
tagline. That's going to be a commercial bump right there.
We'll have to get Lucas to do a social media post with that.
Oh my God, please. No.
I want
well,
a
that-
t-shirt with Jameson's face saying that.
We want you to be hard, but it's Uncle Sam with the blue pill.
You guys are misunderstanding me, but whatever.
Just too easy. I have to do it.
Well, Dusty, Ooh. We got another one of your picks up. Favorite Liar by the Rex. Yeah, where'd you fish this one out of?
I've heard the Rex probably over the last 2 years on this alternative station I listen to, and they're starting to get a little bit more popular. I think they've only been around a handful of years or so. That's just a catchy tune. I was like, this was enjoyable. I don't think I'll get too much discourse from it. So,
No, I'm just gonna say this reminds me of Coffee House Rock. That's what I'm gonna classify it from now on. And so it's not. To me, it's just background. It's a good background song. I don't mind it. Like I'd probably like let it play. Like if somebody popped an album on, you know. The Rex. They sound so familiar though. Like I wonder. I mean, I feel like maybe I've heard them before, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of like a quasi pass, but quasi. All right, Jameson. What about you? Yeah, it's not fine.
So
It's fine.
I was going to ask Dusty if he found this on a Manchester Orchestra playlist, because I was listening to this and I went into Manchester's first album, and it sounds a lot like that to me, minus Manchester's definitely a little bit more melodramatic and sad, and this is a little bit more happy. But yeah, it's reminded me a lot of that. So, and I like Manchester a lot, so it was good.
Hell yeah. Nick, what about you?
I actually really enjoyed this one. It gets better as it goes along, because when the song starts out, it has this kind of like really, it feels a little on the nose, like indie guitar, little sing-song riff at the beginning of it. I wasn't a huge fan of that part, but as the song progresses, like halfway through, that element of the song's basically gone, and it just starts rocking like real hard. And it's a lot of fun to listen to. I say that for fucking every song, I swear to God. But I mean, it is. It's got like this sort of pop punk element to it. It's got that coffee house rock element to it. I don't know. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, dude, that's a good point. It kind of like rides like a weird, like it's like in a weird zone between those two genres for me, if you ask me. It reminds me almost of like, I don't know if you guys remember it. There's this band called like the Fratellis. Like back in the day, it kind of has like that similar kind of energy at times in the song. But either way, Caleb, what are your thoughts on the Rex?
There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot going on. I agree with Nick. The intro is like, okay, cool, we get it. You own a Telecaster. Good for you, bud. But like the chorus is good. Like there's some catchy stuff in there. It's well written and all, but it reminds me of like, I don't know where they're from, but like just there's some band that like is traveling around in their local area. They're from like the Dalles or something, and they all have, you know, weird shaggy bowl cuts, and they play Telecasters, and they're just singing some songs, and all the basic bitches at the bar are like, oh my god, I love this band. And it's well done, but I find it pandering. It offends my intelligence for some reason. I don't know why. Like, it's not that bad, but it upsets me. It's a weird conflict of feelings.
I like this.
I don't know.
You're not willing to take the pandering that this song dishes out.
I mean, it's okay.
No,
Like I said,
I know the feeling you're talking about, because I get the same way with the front bottoms.
it's good. They did a good job of what they're going for. That's not really for me, but they did it. But at the same time, it's just real basic bitch energy. And it's like, well, let's write a song that'll, like, we could smile at the girls in the crowd, and like maybe they'll, like, hang out with us in our shitty van before we drive to the next shitty town to play in a shitty bar. I'm good.
Is it a gavel for you then? Or is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not gonna gavel them because they did a good job. I just don't want it.
You just don't want it. I don't want it near
Yeah.
me. All right.
Trying to find the silver lining.
Well, we come to like a different. We arrive at like a bit of a different track from the Rex song. Nick, this is one of your tracks from Master Boot Record, excuse me. What is it? 80486DX.
Yeah,
This song's
if that
fucking
means
weird,
something,
man.
If that means something, I have no idea what it means. I think it's Master Boot Record, because I think it's like referencing a database.
Makes sense.
But so I think this is just like, it's one guy. He's an Italian artist that makes heavy metal entirely with like synthesized sounds, like something that would sound like it could come out of a beige computer. And I think he does a really good job with that. Like he hits a lot of the really cool rhythms of like more percussive style of metal. Even though there's no like live instruments, if I want to listen to metal and electronic music at the same time, this is a great hybrid for me. It's a really interesting thing. I've been trying to find, because I've been wanting to share these guys, but really haven't had like the right opportunity. I figured like, he's pretty recent. I'll put him out there,
dude.
So
yeah, like this is one of those tracks, like, I don't know, like it's got so much, like it's just fucking, like, I'll take a line from you. It is fun to listen to. Like, this song is just like, it's got this like its own adventure. It reminds me of back in the day, I cannot fucking remember what goddamn August Burns Red album it was. Like, I never really got that heavy into them, but they would release at least on one album, they released like these MIDI versions of some of their songs. And like this is like that, but like cranked to 11 and way fucking better. Like, you know what I mean? Like this was like definitely a top contender for me. I'm definitely want to follow up on this project because this is dope. Dusty, you're the one I'm curious about, really, like, because this falls into that line. It's like electronic, but it's also something else. Like, how do you feel about it?
If I were to listen to electronic, then I would choose something like this, where it's not as repetitive. Like, it has a flow. There's those different aspects to it, and it also kind of has more of that metal vibe to me, kind of. So that it still is kind of entrenched in actual music, not just beats and shit. So I enjoy it. So yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's cool. That's
into a really weird market here.
Hell yeah. Jameson, what are your thoughts on this track?
That it sucks. I didn't enjoy this one bit. Like, if you took out the fake guitar solo, which now I'm sounding like Dusty because I like electronic music, but if you take out the fake guitar, this is like weird, shitty black metal, fucking EDM. Ugh. No, I don't like this one bit. Gavel it, please, sir.
You got it, sir.
Man.
Wow, that was unexpected.
Well, Caleb, what about you, man? Like you're another one that I was just like, wow, what's he gonna think about this?
I mean, I don't think there's any surprise, but I fucking love this.
I thought so.
It's electronic music and it's metal vibes, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know I needed this, but I did. I imagined, okay, so Mick Gordon, who did the soundtrack for the new Doom game, which is amazing, by the way. If him, Perturbator, and Piers Nielsen of Meshuggah all like died at the exact same moment, and their consciousness got sucked into a computer, and they had nothing to do while they were in there together except make music, this is what I imagined that they would make, and I fucking love it. I think that's great. It's awesome.
I want that to be a Disney Channel original movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do it because I'm full of great ideas, but yeah, this song's awesome. I really liked it.
Well,
Oh yeah. I'm with you there. Well, okay. And then like that's one of the things that I thought was really interesting about this list, except for like that whammy of the back-to-back Jameson Caleb that we had earlier. Like that one was fucking hard, but like everything else on this list has been kind of like weird ups and downs. And so going from that to this last song that I picked, "Give Me the Power" by Beverly Crusher, it's just like it was like an interesting transition. Like I almost think I like Nick's song more than mine now, for sure. But either way, this song I think is pretty dope. I'm not trying to undersell it. Beverly Crusher has a cool song here. I want to point out that also this is probably the band that has the lowest playlist in terms of like their monthly plays. I think it comes in under 900 people.
Damn.
So they're not really. It doesn't seem like they've been active. They don't have any recent album. Their most recent album's from 2019. This is from 2018. But I would definitely want to see some more from them. But I just like the energy of the song. It reminds me of like some things I like about old punk. It reminds me of some screechiness that I like from 90s music. Like, you know, it's got a lot for me. And obviously the name is a huge catch. So what about the rest of you guys? Jameson, how'd you feel about this song?
Well, you can't convince me that this isn't Clutch, and that is not a fucking good thing. And maybe it's marginally better than Clutch, but at the end of the day, it's just like chud rock, and I'm not a chud. So, gavel it, please.
You got it.
Oh my god. Oh, I did not see that coming.
I didn't either. You got me on that one, man. You got me on there.
He's not a chud.
Dusty, what about you? How'd you feel about this song?
I like the jamminess of it, like the driving power of it. The vocals and stuff are okay. I think it's more, just more of a jam song than anything because there's not too much to the lyrics and everything. So, but I don't hate it like Jameson. I don't listen to enough Clutch to know that this sounds like Clutch. So, and maybe that's a good thing.
It doesn't sound anything like Clutch. I listen to Clutch regularly.
Stop admitting that.
I'll never.
I'm a fan of Clutch.
That's not somebody you want to put a resume or anything.
Nick Flannery.
No.
But it's an okay song. It's meh.
Fair
It's
enough. Meh. Well, Nick, I feel like you've almost been called out, and more so than I have. Like, so defend. Do you like this song for one? And here's your forum to defend why it does not Clutch.
Okay, so this is it sounds nothing like Clutch at all. Clutch is not a jammy band. Clutch is more precise and deliberate in what they do. And this is loose and flowy. So we talked about that other kind of jammy song earlier. I cannot remember for the life of me the name of it.
Where's My Brain by the Lazy Eyes?
Yes, thank you. So if Where's My Brain ? Was a road trip in a Wes Anderson movie, this song, Give Me the Power by Beverly Crusher, is a road trip in real life. And it actually unlocked a very specific memory of a Jay Schmouder tour to Spokane for a show, and Jared Bugg sticking a box of Cheez-Its out the sunroof of a car because I think his plan was to like sprinkle the Cheez-Its on us as we were driving behind him, and instead the wind just caught the Cheez-It box and it just full on blasted us in the fucking windshield.
Yeah, I remember that. That
Full ass box of Cheez-Its.
It's so disappointing.
shit.
Anyway, that's what that song felt like to me. It was so much fun to listen to. With the groove they establish is just, you just sink into it. And I was honestly very disappointed the song was only 3 minutes long. One other disappointing element is that they're Beverly Crusher and not Catherine Pulaski, who was a superior doctor.
Oh. That's for a different podcast. For a different
Beverly Crusher is the doctor on board Starship Enterprise. For anyone that didn't get that,
I did not. You nerd.
Oh, come on. You guys did not get that?
I've not seen this Trek Star, whatever you guys talk about.
I'm telling you. Maybe. Yeah, it's great. We don't need, Star Trek aside. Caleb, we still have to get your thoughts on this track. How do you feel about Beverly Crusher? The band, not the doctor.
Well, I don't know the doctor. I'm sure she's got good credentials. But anyway,
Jean-Luc Picard vouches for her.
Oh,
all right,
okay,
that's
well,
all. That's
then,
the
yeah.
only credential you fucking need. All
yeah,
right.
exactly. Well, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that the Dr. Beverly Crusher is probably a little better than the band. That being said, I didn't dislike it. I again, like Jesse said, like I don't know Clutch enough to have got that reference because I don't like Clutch. They're stupid. I don't care how precise they are. But it reminded me like, okay,
they're craftsmen.
That's good. Good for them. Get a fucking automatic update. Be modern. Anyway, it reminded me more of like Queens of the Stone Age kind of vibe, which I didn't mind. It's the same way I feel about Queens of the Stone Age. It's like, yeah, I could do 3 to 10 minutes of that while I'm driving because that's when you do it. And this is a driving song. But after that, I'm like, okay. It's totally fine. I didn't hate it. It's not a gavel, but I did not fall in love with it. And I hope that they get more than 900 followers because they're a good band for what they do.
Fair enough, man. I mean, like, no joke. Like they like, I feel like they do deserve a little bit more attention. But again, I think that's probably because it looks like they might be inactive now, unfortunately.
Oh.
But who knows? I don't speak fucking for them. Either way. Yeah. This is another one. It was just like a super random poll from, I don't know. I think it was like again one that like a Black Tones adjacent song, but I don't know. Overall, like I was kind of surprised by a lot, like most of these tracks. Like I will say, like Caleb, was discussing at the beginning of this recording. Like we were talking about. Kind of like we're just kind of all being a little more open. Well, some of us. No, I can't speak for everybody. Some of us are being a little more open-minded to like things like maybe there's an element or two in these songs that I might like. And that's what I found I could at least find in most of these tracks. But that being said, boys, we find ourselves at the tops and bottoms.
The nips.
And I mean, I think I have mine. So if I can jump right into it. But I'd say like my top song is actually gonna be that Nick, like that Master Boot record, because it I don't know, it's just fucking fun. It's like an adventurous like electronic song. It just pumps you up full of energy. But it was really hard for me to tell because there was like that one and it was like the Lazy Eyes was like right there too. Also Next Attempt, that was another one that was like, those are all bangers. But the bottom of the list, I would say, is gonna be. I'm gonna give it to Gravemind, Caleb.
God damn it!
I'm handing that right over to them. Like I just couldn't fucking do it, dude. Like I tried. I mean, I will say this. Somebody brought up "Bury Your Dead" as earlier, and it does have sort of like you know, I'm not like a tough guy hardcore fan anymore. Like I had like, you know, a phase where it was probably kind of cool, but like it has certain energy of like that pumps you up, and I'll give it that. But I just like, it was so assaulting. Like even Fish Scales I like more. But what about the rest of you guys? Who has theirs picked out? Nick, why don't you go for it?
Yeah. Sorry, Jared. Enum Claw's going at the bottom of the list. That is absolutely just something I will not want in my ears again. That was bad.
It's okay.
There's worse things that could happen in Enum Claw.
There are. True. But Jared, you're gonna keep my attention on you because Beverly Crusher if they had 900 listeners, they got 901 now. Those guys are fucking cool. I'm gonna continue listening to Beverly Crusher. Give Me the Power needs to be longer, and I want like a dozen more songs like it. So they better put out some more stuff soon.
Is that because you like Clutch?
It's not because I like Clutch. It's for a totally different reason.
It's because you like Clutch.
Okay, I like Clutch, and I also like Give Me the Power by Beverly Crusher, which is two totally unrelated feelings. Also, honorable mention to both Gravemind and Thornhill, because those were really cool metal bands, and I've been really kind of washed out on.
You mean to tell me that you liked this Clutch-ass wannabe more than my superbly curated metal that I was really hoping you would enjoy?
I did.
God damn it.
All I have to tell you about that.
Who else has theirs? Jameson, do you have yours set aside?
Yeah, I'll do it. I think, surprisingly, you know, because everyone else hated it so much, I think I'm going to give my top song to that Diamonds song by, who was it by? Matt Kirakix?
Ankles.
I like it. I think that one went in my rotation and it'll stay there for a while. Bottom of the list, way down at the fucking bottom, was that Master Boot Record song. Fuck that song. I hate it.
Yes. We've got some polarizing tracks out here today.
Dusty, Caleb, which one do you either of you have yours set aside? Caleb
I'll
Dusty?
My top would be either that Next Attempt song or the Good Intentions. Though both tickle the pop punk, you know. It's good. Oh, the bottom. It's that Fish Scale crap. It's just shit. Recycled shit.
It's just no. It's not gonna fucking happen.
No. Pass. Hard pass. I rolled my eyes when it came on. I was like, oh, God.
Well, Caleb, that takes us to you, my friend.
Oh, man. I mean, of course I want to just pick my own because I really, truly, really like them. And also, fuck you guys. But I would probably choose, it's a bit of a tie between Master Brute Record and the Lazy Eyes. Like I was kind of surprised by the Lazy Eyes. I really enjoyed that, but I mean come on, like whatever computer that noise is coming out of, I'm a big fan. I want more.
Compact Presario.
Yeah. State of the art.
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway.
For bottom, there's a few that I could choose, but it's definitely Edward 40 Hands by Mom Jeans. Like that was bad, man. Just fuck those guys I worked with and fuck Mom Jeans. I don't want it.
Just get it gone. Good Lord, man. This was an interesting fucking playlist. Like I will say that. Very I kind of interesting picks on all of our part. Like I don't know. I think this is a great exercise, and I'm going to encourage us to keep this in the rotation of ideas, because not only does it give us an opportunity to discuss and discover new artists, but like, I mean, like Nick kind of alluded to, you might just end up with one more monthly artist if you are that band or musician. So this is I don't know. It's cool to actually try and give your attention to you know, the up and comers, because we've all made music, or we even, some of us even currently do work on music and stuff like that. And you know, sometimes you just fucking forget that you do put it out there, and you are sometimes interested in opinions, although you shouldn't put too much stock in it. That being said, guys, do we have any final thoughts on up and comers, new bands, any of these? Do you want to do any last shout outs? Were there any auxiliary bands that didn't make the list? Nah.
Nope.
If you didn't make the list, you're a fucking hack.
Well, some of the picks I chose for the playlist we have in the works were up and comers to me. So that was kind of a nice little double-edged sword. I got to piss some of you off, hopefully, with those picks. But I also found some cool bands I like.
That's fucking true. Well, that being said, I do want to plug the fact that we do have we'll have a couple of episodes coming up where we really dig into. We try and we get to know each other a little bit more. Get you to know each other, or us, a little bit more. Mm-hmm. We're gonna pick out some songs that we know we just really think will grind the gears of each individual on the council. It's a very interesting experiment, and I think we'll all have a lot of fun with it. Although we might fucking hate each other a little bit more afterward.
Hell yeah.
Either way,
feeling too chummy.
I feel like it. You can't be too chummy. Gotta keep it.
Been entirely too agreeable and open-minded on this podcast.
Chum in the water.
We've been plugging being open-minded this entire podcast, and we're like, damn it all, we've been too open-minded now.
Chum in the water and the sharks will come.
Progress should be slow.
All right, well, you hot dogs, if you're just a fucking hot dog, turn yourself into a corn dog. Dip yourself in some batter. Get yourself fried up. If you're a corn dog, thank you so much for fucking letting us ingest you, or you ingest us, whatever the process is. But always, guys, this is fucking fun. I appreciate you guys all. Any final thoughts? Any last words?
Keep your stick on the ice.
Oh, fucking somebody got it for me. There it is. All right.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
Keep it tight.
UFR. Keep it tight.
Blue
Stay
chew.
hard. Keep your stick on the ice.